You're watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Our guest is Bill Brand. He is a member of the City Council in Redondo Beach, which is the home currently of what we know as AES. Tell us about the AES site.
Well, it's a 50-acre site. Currently has a big power plant on it. Anybody's been to Redondo Beach,
Sure.
You can't miss it.
Sure.
It's old, rarely operates, and so they want to build a new one.
And let's talk about that, because there is some issue about what it's been doing today and what it wants to do in the future. So explain.
Well, it operates very infrequently, about 5-6% of capacity for the last 6-7 years.
Why?
It's old, inefficient. There's been many more power plants come online since deregulation. This one's 50 and 60 years old, so it's not called on very often.
And so AES wants to tear down the current plant and build a new one.
Right, correct.
And you have some concerns about that.
Well, yeah, a new plant will put out as much as 10 times the amount of air pollution that the existing one's doing. It'll entrench the power lines. There's a power corridor that goes from the waterfront all the way out to the 405 freeway. Mm-hmm. We get very little in revenue from the city from the operation of the AES power plant. We just get property tax and some franchise tax, and that's it. And yet they take up 50 acres of our waterfront.
And so recently the voters submitted an initiative, had enough signatures on it, and that proposition, which will be on the ballot in March of 2013, would do what?
Well, it'll phase out industrial operations at the site and rezone the land for 30 to 40% commercial institutional, 60 to 70% recreation and open space.
And the voters can do that? I mean, there's an owner of this land. They can rezone like that?
Oh yeah, the voters can do it, the city council can do it, staff recommended it back in 2004. We've seen it in several areas. 3 power plants have retired recently in areas along the coast of California. The council hasn't acted. Time's running out. AES is going to be applying soon, and so the residents decided to ultimately write their own initiative. They've qualified it for the ballot now, and now they'll be able to vote for it in March.
And interestingly, this very site has been put to the voters before twice. What happened in those 2 previous elections?
Well, they tried to rezone it for 3,000 condominiums.
They is who?
They being the city council,
Okay.
the mayor, and the citizens were
Opposed.
upset. And so they did a referendum, which called, again, just for a public vote. And the plan was rescinded, rolled out the same plan a few years later, actually just a little over a year later, did another referendum, rescinded that one. And so then that was, 8-10 years ago.
Right.
And so then here we are.
And so in this current proposition, there's no call for residential. Like you said, it's 30 to 40% commercial, 40 to or
60 to 70 recreation and open space. Yeah.
And you can do that. You can tell the owner, because this is not taking the plan by eminent domain.
No.
So you can tell the owner, this is what you get to do with your property.
Right, absolutely. I mean, you have zoning laws,
Of course.
and the number one charge of any elected body is public health and safety of the community and quality of life. And you can rezone land, certainly when you think that that's being compromised. And in this case, it's AES's land before, during, and after. They're giving a proper phase-out period to end this undesired use.
What is the phase-out?
2020.
Okay.
They have till 2023 to demolish it, and their existing contract is up in 2018. So they have plenty of time to complete their existing economic use, and the new zoning gives them significant economic use as well.
Who would approve a new plant?
This California Energy Commission.
And so, but if the voters pass this, does that ability to apply just vanish?
No, the California Energy Commission can actually overrule local zoning for sites larger than 50 megawatts.
So what do we do?
Well, but if the community votes against the power plant, like the other communities have passed simple resolutions, it's highly unlikely, especially given that the power is not needed for this locale.
His name is Bill Brand. He is on the Redondo Beach City Council. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.